Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Lesson number 8, comparative and superlative, ism tafdeel, the noun of tafdeel, and copula, damir al-fasl, and diptotes, غير munsarif. I've probably indicated to غير munsarif before in a previous lesson, but let's read this text, inshallah. Musnadul imam mi Ahmada, the musnad of the Imam Ahmad. And Imam and Ahmad are badal. They're talking about the same. It's basically a parallel, two nouns, and they're talking about the same person. Al Imam and Ahmad. This is called Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah. Musnad is a book. It's a genre of hadith literature based not like Sunan, which are based on chapters of fiqh, but it's based on the narrate, like the companion of the Prophet ﷺ. So based on narrators, this narrator, then all the hadiths from this narrator, then from this narrator, like from this Sahabi, from that Sahabi, Abu Bakr, Abu Huraira, and so forth. So it's list the hadiths not on topic based, but on the narrator, based on narrator, namely Sahaba radiallahu anhu. Musnadu is the muqtada, beginning of the sentence, a noun. Al-imami, imami is the mudaf ilayh, and Ahmada is also mudaf ilayh. But note, if you notice, Ahmad is one of it's a pattern, the pattern of af'ala or af'alu. It is one of those patterns that for a noun is غير munsarif or a diptote. A diptote means that where it's supposed to take a kasra, it can't take it. For example, if it's got a harf jar before it, or it's got a it's mudaf ilayh, as in this case, it will not take a kasra. Where it's supposed to take kasra, it will still have a fatha. In a majroor case, it will still have a under normal circumstances, this will match with the imami, right? The Imam Ahmad is the name, Ahmadi, but you can't say that because the noun itself stops you from doing that. So the pattern itself stops you from doing that. So Musnad Imam Ahmad, the Musnad the Imam, and Musnad the Imam Ahmad, and the khabar is Kitab Sunnati Sharifati, is a book of the noble Sunnah. Kitab is the khabar, so you can say Musnad, al-Musnadu Kitabun. That's the two core elements. Sunnat Sharifa is mudaf ilayh, and Sunnah Sharifa is mawsul sifa to each other. وهو, now it's like another sentence being joined. هو أكبر من أي كتاب من المسانيد. Huwa is the mubtada in this second sort of sentence, right? It's a sentence attached. You can remove the waw, put a full stop there, and it makes a, but it just to get the flow going, so you can, have in sequence many sentences joined. Huwa akbaru, again, akbaru. If you notice the pattern here, it's غير munsarif, and it has a dhamma. The words that have cannot take a kasra, they're diptotes, they can't take kasra, they're غير munsarif. Normal words are munsarif, and the words that are diptotes, they're غير munsarif. There's different reasons why words can be like that. For the moment, we're looking at this pattern. They can't also take tanween either. Nunation, I think in a lot of books they put that, in the explanation here it's put that as well. وَأَكْبَرُ مِنْ أَيِّ كِتَابٍ, from any, min أَيِّ, and أَيِّ is masculine because kitab is masculine. Min أَيَّتِ will be for feminine. Min أَيِّ كِتَابٍ min al-masanid. It is the biggest. هو أكبر. Right? So that's the mubtada khabar. Then there's all this extra information. Min ayyi kitab, from any of the books. Min, then ayyi has to be a noun because min harf jar is before it. Ayyi is a noun and it's majroor to this one. And then this is a mudaf to kitabin. Right? Min any of, from any of the books, from the masanid. Masanid is a plural of musnad, from any of the masanid. Right? وهو مصدر السنة الأصلي وأقدم من أي موسوعة حديثية في التاريخ. These are a little bit cumbersome sentences. The idea is to put as many rules as possible in a text that we can understand with the limitation of the 5-6 rules that we have. هو مصدر, mastar means source. مصدر السنة الأصلي. أصلي is the sifa, adjective of masdar. Remember, masdar sunnah is mudaf mudaf ilayh, it's the khabar. So huwa is the mubtada, masdar sunnah is mudaf mudaf ilayh, right? And it's the khabar. So this huwa masdar is the core of the sentence, mudaf ilayh, and asli is a sifa of masdar, right? Sifa is masdar. So masdar asli means primary source of the sunnah, right? The primary source of the sunnah. وأقدم من أيتي, and this is like, so you could say like another khabar. It's ma'tuf. It's basically like continuation. من أية موسوعة حديثية في التاريخ. And وأقدم following the same patterns, أكبر and أحمد. وأقدم, and it's a masdar sunnah asli, and هو أقدم من أية موسوعة, and it's also the oldest from any of the موسوعة. موسوعة is encyclopedia. حديثية. Hadithi is a sort of like a made-up word, but basically حديثية, the موسوعة, it's a mawsuf sifa, mawsu'atin hadithiyatin. This is a sifa of mawsu'a. So the hadith, hadithic, if you can translate that, encyclopedia, في التاريخ, extra information in history. So this is all additional information, right? The next sentence, ترتيبه حسن لكن ترتيب صحيح مسلم هو الأحسن في مكتبة كتب الأحاديث. ترتيبه حسن مبتدا خبر sentence, very easy. ترتيبه مضاف مضاف إليه, the who, he is مضاف إليه, it's a ضمير attached the pronoun to the noun. ترتيبه is a مبتدا, حسن, its ترتيب, its arrangement is beautiful or good, right? لكن ترتيب صحيح مسلم هو الأحسن في مكتبة كتب الأحاديث. But the ترتيب of Sahih Muslim, so لكن is like a conjugation, so it connects like another sentence, makes into one sentence. ترتيب صحيح مسلم, the arrangement of Sahih Muslim, هو الأحسن, it is the best, right? So if you notice the previous one, you when you're using the superlative or the ism tafdil by itself, you're using it in comparison to something else, right? Here you're using it in itself. So they're called two different things, damirul, comparative or superlative. So if you're using comparative, usually it's by itself, aqdamu, akbaru, without the alif lam, but here it's got the alif lam, right? So ترتيبه حسن لكن ترتيبه صحيح مسلم, but ترتيب صحيح مسلم هو أحسن في مكتبة. Now notice هو, you could have had the sentence without this, and that could have been like the khabar. But this is kind of like, they call it, it's copula, and it's like you're using another mubtada khabar, and you're putting that damir, the pronoun in the middle. You can call another mubtada khabar or just the huwa by itself. You're using the huwa. So if we look at the explanation here in point number 2, the damir huwa is used in sentence to join the subject tartib to the khabar al-ahs, that is al-ahsanu, and is therefore called a copula. It is used either to emphasize the subject, the mubtada, or here to indicate where the khabar begins. The predicate al-ahsanu is composed of the definite article al and the word ahsan, which is of the comparative. The word lakin is a coordinate conjunction. The damir huwa is used in a sentence to join the subject tartibu to the khabar that is al-ahsanu, and is therefore called a copula. So there's always like sort of like an addition that's put in the middle. There are other ways to explain this, but this is like a simplified way. You put this, and this adds emphasis into the sentence. It is used either to emphasize the subject or, as here, to indicate where the khabar begins. The predicate al-ahsan is composed of the definite article al and the word ahsanu, which is of the comparative pattern. When the definite article al limits the comparative, the resulting combination is the superlative. All right? And in Arabic, both are called ism tafdil. Right? So now you got this new thing called al-ahsan. Right? And therefore, when it comes on that pattern, if you have a look, go back to it. Al-ahsan fi maktabati kutub al-ahadithi, in the library of the books, maktabati kutub, books of ahadithi. Right? So it is the best. So this structure here, this who is added here for emphasis, and it defines the where the khabar starts, as mentioned there. All right. And the last sentence, Sahih al-Bukhari, the Sahih al-Imam Bukhari, right? The Imam Bukhari, this mubtada khabar. Again, that structure is huwa as-sahhu kitabin, right? So huwa as-sahhu kitabin, again, you could say Sahih Bukhari as-sahhu kitabin. With Sahih al-Bukhari huwa as-sah, that huwa, again, the copula is used again. Huwa the middle fasl, it's like a divider, but it's also like there for emphasis. As-Sahih al-Bukhari, it is the most authentic book. As-Sahhu kitabin ba'da kitabillah inda jamhur. It is the most authentic of books, you could say, authentic of a book. Ba'da, after the book of Allah, according to the majority. Jamhur, majority of scholars, right? So Sahih al-Bukhari huwa as-Sahhu kitabin ba'da kitabillah inda jamhur, lakin inda ba'd al-ulama'i, according to some ulama, lakin عند بعض ulama, according, عند means according, بعد some ulama, al-asahhu, right, huwa al-muwatta Imam Malik, right, and according, but عند بعض العلماء al-asahhu, that's actually the mubtada has been delayed. It is al-asahhu huwa al-muwatta. So this is عند بعض العلماء is can put afterwards, al-asahhu huwa al-muwatta Imam Malik عند بعض العلماء, right? So the core of the sentence actually is asahhu. Sorry, just in the previous sentence, these are all extra information. As-sahhu kitabin is Sahih al-Bukhari huwa as-sahhu al-kitab. بعد كتاب الله عند الجمهور these are grammatically extra information, extra bits or particles. لكن عند بعض العلماء this extra information. الصح is the core. هو موطأ الإمام مالك. It is the موطأ of Imam Malik, right? So there's a debate. This is a hadith thing that, according to many scholars, or some scholars, great scholars of the past, they had this view that the Muwatta Imam Malik is still more authentic. Then the reason the Muwatta is kind of, it's special because it's so early on, and every hadith book that comes after it is in the orbit of Muwatta, right? So because of that reason, it's considered unique and it predates the Bukhari quite a significant amount. لكن الموسوعة الكبرى هي المسند. But the great al-kubra is the feminine of al-akbar, and this is in the superlative form, al-akbar. When you're using it for the comparative form, you just use al-akbar for male or female. But for when you're using it for as a superlative, then it has to match. It's a sifa of mawsu'atu. لكن الموسوعة الكبرى, it's موصوف صفة, the greatest encyclopedia, هي المسند, it is the musnad here because موسوعة is feminine, المسند, right? المسند, originally back to the original sentence. I hope that's clear, inshallah. And let's have a look at the next thing, which is about قاهرة or Cairo. القاهرة أعظم مدينة في الشرق العربي. Cairo أعظم is the خبر, right? القاهرة أعظم. القاهرة قاهرة أعظم مدينة مضاف إليه. قاهرة أعظم مدينة is the greatest city في الشرق العربي, in the Arab East. You got the Arab West, which is like Morocco, Tunisia, all the Western Maghariba, like on the west of the Nile, you could say. And then you got east of that, is like starting in the middle of Egypt and goes all the way to all the other Syria, Iraq, all these countries, right? And the Gulf and so forth, Yemen and etc. So that's considered like the East, the Middle East. So Sharq al-Arabi is موصوف صفة, right? الشرق العربي في حرف جر, شرقي is مجرور because the حرف جر is before it. Arabi is a صفة of شرقي. أعظم مدينة مضاف إليه. So القاهرة أعظم مدينة, right? Cairo is the greatest city in the Arab East. وأحدث قسم منها مصر الجديدة. وأحدث, and then most modern, وأحدث أحدث أكبر, right? وأحدث قسم مضاف إليه, the most modern. أحدث means the most modern section or part, منها from it, right? مصر الجديدة. So قسم أحدث قسم like is مبتدا, مصر الجديدة is the خبر, مصر الجديدة is موصوف صفة, right? So new Cairo, you could call it. وأحدث قسم منها from it is extra information put in. You can put that afterwards as well. وأحدث قسم مصر الجديدة منها, right? بغداد أصغر من القاهرة. بغداد, notice I got only dhamma because it's non-Arab origin. Baghdad means God-given. In Farsi, that's where it comes from. أصغر, the Baghdad أصغر is a complete, so that's a mubtada khabar. من القاهرة, from Cairo. ولكن أقدم منها, but it is, Baghdad is أقدم منها, it is older than it. So أقدم, أصغر. And Ankara عاصمة تركيا, it's the capital of Turkey, right? وهي في آسيا الصغرى, it is in Asia Minor. Asia Minor is the Anatolian mainland of Turkey, right? Not the European side, the Asian side. So it's called Asia Minor, Asia Sughra. This is Mawsuf Sifa Sughra. Asia is definite because Asia is a definite, it's an actual place, right? And Sughra is this Sifa of that, and it's got Alif Lam. It's definite by Alif Lam, while this is definite by its meaning, right? Asimat is capital. This is Mullah. Turkiya is like it's fixed. You can't change it in haraka. So Asimat Turkiya is Mudaf Mudaf ilayh. And this is the khabar of Ankara. And here fi Asi Wusta, here is the mubtada, another sentence, and fi Asi Wusta is like is the, you could say, the khabar. Samarqandu fi Asiya Wusta. Samarqand is in Asiya Wusta. Samarqandu fi Asiya Wusta is like khabar, and Samarqandu is the mubtada, right? Okay, so now for the mudari'. The mudari' is so we're going to be doing mudari' ma'ruf muthal. So you've seen some of these things before, these words terminology. So the imperfect, basically the present and future tense. So nasara is the past tense. Yansuru, which is made from that. And so don't make the mistake of making for all the 14 the equivalent mudari'. No, you make the first one nasara becomes yansuru. So you basically make the noon at the start a sakin, put a fatha and put a ya before, and make a fatha on the ya, and then put a on the ra at the end of nasara, put a dhamma, as we've done here, yansuru. So this was made from nasara. So this is the lesson of sarf, of verb, and this is mudari ma'ruf. Ma'ruf means that we know who the doer is. He, one male, yansuru, right? And it's with positive, not negative, right? Remember, ma nasara was manfi, negative, and it follows the same structure, the 14 table, but we're only going to do 6 today. Yansuru, yansuru, so as I explained, that was made. So this is the he, one male, is helping or will help. The same, there'll be some other external word that will tell you that it's for the future or for the present tense. But basically, yansur is used for present and future, right? But there'll be other keys. Like, for example, he, one male, will help. If you say tomorrow, then automatically you know that's in the future. You say ghadan at the end, for example. So there's some other external contextual information that will tell you whether it's present or future, which we'll learn later on. But yansuru, he, one male, is helping or will help. That's not nasara, he was helped in the past tense. And it's positive, it's muthbit, it's ma'ruf, meaning it's not majhul, we know who the doer is, he, one male. Like nasara, we know it's one male that's doing it. And it's mudari' as opposed to madi. Previously, we learned the 4 different columns or verb tables, which were madi. Now we're learning mudari'. All right, and it's active. It's not majhul. It's ma'ruf. It's not the opposite of that is. So let's continue. Then what you do is the beginning stays the same, and the middle, so the middle takes a dhamma here. The beginning is the same. Then you add a fatha where the dhamma was in the ra, right? Now you add a fatha and alif noon. This makes it dual. Yansurani. They, 2 males, are helping or will help. Same numbers, same structures going down, but you're building it from yansuru. Yansuru, yansurani, right? Yansurun. You have to memorize this, that this word, this structure became like this. Yansuruna. They, many males, are helping or will help. The beginning and the ends are the same. The middle haraka can change. Remember, we learned that in darasa, and the middle can change, right? Sami'a, he heard, right? The middle can be kasra. Same thing with the middle can change. Here for yansuru, the middle is a dhamma. But you can have yaftahu, which is a fatha in the middle, yadribu, right? That he is hitting or will hit with a kasra in the middle, so the middle haraka can change. For the moment, we're doing the yansuru, which is dhamma. Yansuru, yansurani, yansuruna. Tansuru, exactly like yansuru at the start, except it's got a ta, right? Yansuru, yansurani, yansuruna. This is 3, is wahid, tathni, jama, 3 mudhakkar, right? He, one male, is helping. These 2 males are helping or will help. And those more than 2 males are helping or will help. Tansuru, she is she, one female, is helping or will help. Tansurani, exactly like yansurani, but with a ta at the start. And then back to ya again, yansurna. They, many females, are helping or will help. Yansurna. The structure changes there, right? Yansurna, right? It's made a sukoon, which was not there in the previous one. Yansur, the ra gets a sukoon, right? Yansurna. You just have to memorize this structure. Memorize it. So let's have a look at the word, the verbs have been given for this. So I've given the madi and the mudari, the past and the present. Masaha yamsahu. Masaha yamsahu. This got a fatha in the middle of the mudari. So it'll be yamsahu, yamsahani, yamsahuna. And you only have to do the 6 so far. We'll do in the next lesson, we'll do the other 8, inshallah. But let's just start. So yamsahu. So masaha, masaha, masahu. That's the past tense. And then yamsahu, starting from there, yamsahani, yamsahuna, tamsahu, tamsahani, yamsahna. You can do that. Ghasala, yaghsilu. Notice it's got a kasra in the mudari, in the present form, right? He's washing or will wash, right? He's washing or will wash, right? Yaghsilu, yaghsilani. The middle, the kasra in the middle stays the same. The beginning changes based on one of the 6, and the end changes as well. So following that structure. All right. Last thing is a hadith for hadithun lil hifsi, hadith for memorization, as the title has changed. Now we're adding that more Arabic. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Qala means he said. Rasulullah, he. There's a mistake there in the book. Should be kasra there. Rasulullah, he. That's mudaf mudaf ilayh. So qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said. So qala means he said. So Rasulullah is the fa'il, right? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a fa'il. He said, al-haya'u, modesty, is shu'batun min al-imani. Shu'batun, that's the khabar. Min al-imani is additional information. So al-haya'u is a shu'bah. Modesty is a branch of what? Min al-imani. Min al-imani, from iman. Al-haya'u shu'batun, mubtada khabar. Min al-imani, jar majroor. Notice iman has got a kasra because the min before. Now, this hadith is narrated Bukhari, you were Muslim, right? Rawal Bukhari or Muslimun. And I put an equal sign, muttafaqun alayhi. Just as a shorthand amongst the muhaddiseen, amongst Muslim, when you say muttafaqun alayhi, muttafaqun, agreed upon it, alayhi, upon it, ala, on he, alayhi. Muttafaqun alayhi means agreed upon, meaning the Bukhari and Muslim agree upon the hadith, alayhi referring to the hadith, upon the hadith. Agreed upon what? On its sihha, on its authenticity. Modesty is a branch of Iman. Al-haya, modesty, the character of modesty, it's the khuluq, the character of Islam, right? And so quite lengthy discussions. I mean, what is modesty and so forth. But one explanation is it's the shame that a person has before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and a sense of shame before the creation for doing something wrong. But ultimately, it's a shame before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's bounties upon you, to do anything contradictory to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure, a person would feel ashamed when he thinks about all these things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done for us, everything by creating and so forth. Now, for me to do anything, and this is generally a shame, if you're with your parent and you're going somewhere, you wouldn't behave as you normally would behave. Like, for example, if a man is going, sees a woman, he will be extra embarrassed in front of his mother if he did something wrong, looked in the wrong way. Obviously, we look ultimately at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He's seeing us. But even that person, why do you have shame to do certain things wrong, or to swear, or to do anything else in front of your parent? Why? Because this person has done so many good things for me. I feel ashamed that to do anything to offend them, to hurt them. Above that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the one who gave us our parents and everything that we have. Therefore, I feel a sense of shame before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do anything that would be offensive to Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding and tawfiq. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.